Imagine proposing to the love of your life, and seconds later, you're both lying on the sand, bleeding from gunshot wounds, while the woman you just promised forever to slips away in front of you. That's the day Mitch Rapp's world ended, and the day a dangerous new version of him was born. It starts like a dream, sunlight, so bright it feels warm in your bones. Hi, movie lovers. Welcome back to the Movie District Recap. If you love movies like we do, kindly click the like and follow button for more movies like this. The movie starts with Mitch Rapp, played by Dylan O'Brien, and he's living his best life in Ibiza, Spain. Him and his girlfriend Katrina are just chilling at the beach. Mitch and Katrina are glowing with happiness. Mitch decides this is the perfect moment to propose. With one hand, he pulls out an engagement ring. In the other, he's holding his phone, recording every second. Katrina's face lights up, and without a heartbeat's hesitation, she says yes. They laugh, kiss, hug, completely wrapped up in the moment. While he was at the bar, grabbing drinks for both of them, without warning, without a single hint, pop, 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 gunshots tear through the air. Panic erupts instantly. These men start firing at everyone, kids, parents, tourists. No one is spared. Chaos takes over as people scream, scatter, and dive for cover. In the middle of the madness, Mitch fights through the crowd, desperate to get back to Katrina. But tragically, she falls victim and got shot too. In the process, Mitch is shot twice during the attack, but survives. He crawls desperately toward Katrina, but she's been killed by the terrorists. Mitch watches the woman he loves die before his eyes, while he's wounded and helpless to save her. It hardens. His grief transforms into something cold and calculated. 18 months pass. Mitch has completely transformed himself. He's learned Arabic fluently. He's gotten into incredible physical shape, turning his body into a weapon. He studied every aspect of terrorist operations, financing, and recruitment. Most importantly, he's tracked down information about the specific cell that attacked the beach. This isn't casual research. Mitch has turned grief into a full-time obsession. Every day, he works out for hours, practices combat techniques, and studies terrorist networks. He's not just angry. He's methodical about his anger. Every fake expression of support for terrorism brings him closer to the people who killed Katrina. He chats online with a terrorist named Mansour, pretending to be interested in joining his extremist cell. In reality, Mitch is trying to infiltrate the group and take revenge on those who killed Katrina. Mansour, unaware of Mitch's true intentions, even quizzes him about the Islamic faith. What neither of them realizes is that the CIA, led by Deputy Director Irene Kennedy, is monitoring their conversations closely. Eventually, Mitch receives an invitation from Mansour to meet in person. Believing Mitch wants to join his cell, when Mitch arrives, they took him through different process. Still, they didn't trust him completely. They took his gadget from him. And Mansour lures him to a hidden safe house. When Mitch arrives, he's tied to a chair, but he quickly begins planning how to escape and kill the terrorists. But just as Mitch is about to get his revenge on Al Mansour in his cell, the CIA intervenes. They eliminate Al Mansour and his entire team before Mitch can reach them. His personal war for vengeance is cut short by government operations he knew nothing about. Furious at being robbed of his revenge, Mitch grabs a knife and repeatedly stabs Mansour's lifeless body until he is dragged away by soldiers. Mitch wakes up in an interrogation room, face to face with Kennedy. She knows everything about him, his parents' tragic death in a car crash when he was 14 and Katrina's murder. Mitch makes it clear that revenge is his only goal, but Kennedy sees something more in him. Instead of locking him up, he can join the CIA's Black Ops program, get professional training, and have access to resources that will actually let him hunt down terrorists effectively. The alternative is prison for his vigilante activities and obstruction of justice. But Kennedy doesn't just threaten him. She explains the bigger picture. If he wants to prevent more attacks like the one that killed Katrina, he needs to think bigger than just personal revenge. He needs access to intelligence networks, operational support, and the kind of training that can turn his anger into precision strikes against high-value targets. Kennedy also explains what the CIA has learned about the beach attack. Mitch agrees to join the CIA program. She decides to recruit him into Orion, a top-secret Black Ops program. The training facility looks like something between a military base and a prison. Remote location, high security, no outside contact. This is where the CIA creates its most deadly operatives. Stan Hurley runs the place like his own personal kingdom. He's a former Navy SEAL with decades of experience in Black Ops, counterterrorism, and training killers for the government. He's tough, experienced, and he has zero patience for recruits who can't handle the psychological pressure. Hurley takes one look at Mitch and sees trouble. Not because Mitch isn't capable. His infiltration of terrorist networks proves he's got skills. The problem is his motivation. Hurley has seen grief-fueled recruits before, and they usually end up either dead or dangerous. Hurley underestimates him and doubts he'll make it. Training is intense. Hurley teaches recruits how to fight, kill, and survive. He explains that if they're ever about to be captured, they must kill themselves rather than be taken alive, in combat simulations. Mitch shows talent, but also recklessness. Mitch excels at the physical training. His 18 months of self-preparation gave him a solid foundation, and his motivation pushes him harder than most recruits. He's accurate with weapons, effective in hand-to-hand combat, and learns tactical procedures quickly. In one exercise inside a mock department store, the recruits must eliminate targets. Mitch fires too many times too aggressively, losing focus. In another drill, Hurley deliberately puts an image of Mansoor in front of Mitch to test him. Mitch hesitates, blinded by anger, proving Hurley's point. Mitch lets emotions cloud his judgment. Meanwhile, in another part of the world, a group of men meets to negotiate the sale of stolen weapons-grade plutonium from a Russian facility. Among them is a mysterious man called Ghost. When two police officers approach, Ghost pretends to be polite, then brutally kills them, along with the buyers. He fires into the crowd, causing chaos, and disappears. Hurley sees the news and recognizes Ghost, once one of his best trainees. Ghost was presumed dead after going rogue and supposedly killed in an airstrike under Hurley's orders. Now he's alive, dangerous, and armed. Kennedy sends Hurley's team, including Mitch, to Turkey to track Ghost's potential buyers. They meet up with Annika Ogden, an undercover operative posing as Mitch's wife. Their mission is to find the main buyer, Sharif, but things go wrong. At a restaurant, their cover is blown, and a team member is stabbed to death. Sharif escapes. Mitch later follows Sharif to his hotel. After a fierce shootout with Sharif's guards, Mitch corners him. In that moment, Mitch hallucinates and sees Mansoor instead of Sharif. Consumed by rage, Mitch executes Sharif on the spot and steals his laptop. Hurley is furious. Mitch disobeyed orders. To drive the point home, he shows Mitch a recording of Katrina before her death. Hurley warns him again. Personal emotions cannot control the mission. In Rome, the team investigates a physicist who can weaponize the stolen plutonium. While tending to Mitch's injuries, Annika casually mentions Ghost, without anyone ever mentioning his name. Suspicious, Mitch confronts her in the bathroom, almost drowning her until she admits the truth. She's working for Iranian intelligence, but Annika insists she isn't their enemy. She claims her real mission is to stop Iranian hardliners from getting the plutonium, which could be used against Israel and start a massive war to resolve the situation. Hurley arranges a meeting with his contact, who also happens to be Annika's uncle. But the meeting is ambushed. Ghost infiltrates, kills the uncle, and captures Hurley. Hurley is taken prisoner. Ghost tortures him brutally, ripping out his fingernails with pliers, demanding information about his team. Hurley refuses to break that. At one point, Hurley calls Ghost by his real name, Ronnie, trying to shake him. Ghost, however, continues his sadistic methods, even using a spark plug in water to threaten electrocution. When Iranian hardliners arrive to take the weapon, Hurley warns them that Ghost is using them. Ghost proves him right by killing them all and stealing the weapon for himself. Meanwhile, Annika is being moved under guard by two Mossad agents when Irene Kennedy learns about Stan's attack, a sad reality that hits the team hard. Knowing Ghost is setting a trap, she immediately gives the order, "Pack it up, we're leaving." Mitch can't accept it. He pushes back, furious at the thought of abandoning the man who trained him. But Irene stays firm. Her decision is final. The team begins to withdraw under her command, while Mitch, torn inside, quietly forms his own plan. Seizing the moment, he slips away, determined to save Stan on his own terms. Mitch intercepts the car of the Mossad agent to free Annika, saying he needs her. Together, Mitch and Annika pursue Ghost through a series of tunnels. But Ghost takes Annika hostage, holding her at gunpoint as a shield. In a heartbreaking moment, Annika sacrifices herself, shooting herself in the head so Ghost can't use her. Ghost escapes with the weapon. Mitch is devastated, but more determined than ever. Hurley deduces Ghost's plan. He's going to strike at the U.S. Navy's 6th Fleet with a nuclear weapon. Mitch boards Ghost's boat, and they clash in a violent knife fight. Ghost stabs Mitch, but Mitch uses Hurley's teachings to turn the tables. He fatally stabs Ghost in the throat, the very move Hurley drilled into him. With Ghost dead, Mitch sails the boat out to open waters. Following Hurley's orders, he dumps the weapon into the sea. A rescue helicopter picks him and Hurley up just before the bomb detonates underwater, creating a massive sinkhole that almost swallows Navy ships. Disaster is narrowly avoided. Back in the U.S., Hurley is hospitalized, recovering from his injuries. On television, General Rostami, an Iranian hardliner, emerges as a candidate for president. In a fiery speech, he vows to destroy America. Later, Rostami enters an elevator. As the doors close, he notices someone behind him. It's Mitch, smiling. Hope you guys enjoyed the recap. If you did, be sure to check out other awesome recaps on the channel. As always, thank you very much for watching.